Hi, my name is Ben from Dorper, and today we are delighted by having Yattani all the way. He's a sheep farmer, breeder, all the way from Laikipia County, taking the time to come visit our farm. And we are very happy to have you here, Bwana Yattani. Karibu sana, brother.
Another question. Apart from visiting physically in the farm, where other models can a farmer get information from Amago apart from visiting the farm?
What we have here at Amago, now this is more from a facilitation point of view. We also offer in-farm trainings, meaning we can also come to Yattani's farm in Laikipia. We can also visit you if need be. Yeah, you can call us up and we can find a slot and we can come see you. The other thing is that we can also do Zoom calls. Yeah, we can also do the Zoom meetings. That's also available. Another thing we also try to do is we try to put up as much information as we can on our YouTube channels. And you're free to even ask a question or comment and say you'd like us to cover this topic. And if we're able to, we'll cover that. If we don't know the answer, we will look for the experts. As we did last time when it comes to breeding and choosing of rams, we brought in Dr. Cheriot, just to bring in industry experience, yes, and technical experience in that area. So you can get in touch with us through the phone, through WhatsApp, through the YouTube channel. We can do physical visits to your farm. We can also, if you're able to round up as many farmers as you can in your locality, we can also come and offer some trainings and give your experiences as you build your flock. That we are more than happy to do here at Amago Dorper. Yes.
And another question: how can we control maybe my Dorpers cannot give back during dry season? Is it to remove the ram from the hut, or is there another way we can control? Mostly for free range.
Yes. With free range, I think discipline plays a very key role. Meaning you need to have planned breedings. So you need to dedicate a timetable where you put in dates in terms of when you'd want your ram and ewes to breed. And this should be focused so that you avoid the dry seasons. This should be focused in such a way that when you do your schedule, you're putting in your ram at a time when lambing will happen when it has rained. So for example, if you want your lambs to come in when it's raining in April, then you work backwards. So what you do in October, November, that's when you put in your boy with your ewes. Yeah? And remember the ratios. So for 1 year old ram, we work with a ratio of 1 ram at 1 year old can serve 30 to 35 ewes. So again, don't overburden the ram, because it will also affect you from a performance point of view. So given that in mind, that's one key way you can be able to regulate and ensure that you don't have any lambings during the dry season. Yeah. Of course, this is all in perspective that the rains will rain during the rainy months. Then you're able to manage that, because it's also costly to take care of lambs and the ewes during the drought. I'm sure you've suffered what you've suffered here in Machakos. It's the same thing. Yes. I mean, during drought, we are all on supplements.
Yes.
And they cost a bit. Yeah. And it's important to see how can you mitigate that. Yeah.
Disease control in the farm.
Yes.
Is there any common antibiotics? If you see the Dorper is not feeling well, or you can sense it's not normal, is there any common antibiotics you can inject to
Okay. The answer to that question is the way we work it out here in Amago farm is to say, if you're seeing your sheep is sick, our first call or the first thing we do, the first action we take is usually we check the temperature. So I would really urge farmers out there, please buy your digital thermometer. These are the same thermometers that we have for human beings. Okay, just buy the digital thermometer. It will cost you about 300 Kenya shilling to 400 Kenya shillings. For those viewers out there, that's about $3 to $4. Yeah, and with that, check the temperature. Now that will guide you on what antibiotic to use, or if it's a case of antibiotics. So for example, if it's a fever and it's about 40, 41, because the temperature normally is between 37 and 38, normal temperature. So if it's at 40, 41, then you can use an antibiotic. And a common one that's used all around is adamycin 10%, which has the molecule is oxytetracycline. So that's a common one. And it's almost like, the way we have our Enos or Panadols in the house. So I would say you need to have that antibiotic with you as part of your medical aid kit for your sheep. Yes. Of course, there are other antibiotics, but now what will guide you is what I say, the first action of checking with your temperature. See, we have other antibiotics like pen and strep, which is a penicillin-based antibiotic. Yeah, so it really depends. And also remember, antibiotics are used over time, meaning it's given dosage either 3 to 5 days, depending on the prescription. So it's not a one-time thing. And I think many farmers have lost their animals because they have either not read the instructions and just injected once, because 10% you can't give it once. It has to be given 3 to 5 days. So it's important that we also read the label. But those are some of the common antibiotics. If you have your penicillin, the brand's names is pen and strep, and you have your adamycin 10% with you, those are some of the common antibiotics that you can have at the farm.
And right now I have this local breed. How do you advise me to improve my Dorbers in my farm? To start with which level to improve to get the original Dorbers?
The one quick way to go about it is to come up with a plan of how you can be able to cull those Dorpers that you currently have and buy more pedigree sheep, meaning buy sheep that have, that have records, sheep either that the breeder and the way he has managed his flock. One way to make sure is to ensure whether the breeder is registered with the Kenya Stud Book, yeah, and also with the Dorper Society of Kenya, and just ensure that you are heading in a direction that is more record-based, meaning that you are able to follow up in terms of who was the sire, yeah, and who was the sire, and that sort of thing. From another important thing is to also ask yourself certain questions as you start and say, who do I want to be? Do I want to be a breeder, or am I doing it for meat? Either way, you need to improve on your genetics. So you're right. But it's important to first draw up a plan to where you want to go. The challenge we have is that we just start and try. But it's important, and this I'm telling you from our experience. When we started out, we were just keeping sheep for meat. It used to take us 1 year, 3 months to get to weights of 40, 45 kilos. But Now, with more research and more reading and more benchmarking, we realized by introduction of these South African breeds, the original Dorper breeds, we were able to push down those that time. And you know, by pushing down the time, then you're able to make more money, because it's also an essence of time value of money. So what I would encourage you to do is come up with a plan of who Yattani's farm wants to be like, or what is their goal. Do they want to be known in Laikipia for breeding, or do you want to be known for producing the best lamb? Then now we work backwards, because even from a genetics point of view, if you're looking for meat, then you're looking for weight gain and growth rate. So we will look for rams, or you will look for rams that fit into that category. You look for ewes that will provide you that kind of foundation. See, yes. If you're doing it for breeding, then you're more concerned more about meeting the breed standard. So you need animals that may not have as much small spots on the body. That's more of the pure black head, white body kind of format, and they meet the breed standards as it's laid out. Yes.